talking about all of these websites kind of data mining and getting information on our internet life. Your topic for this week
Yeah.
has a lot to do with this. So why don't you explain your topic?
So my topic very broadly is kind of securing your digital life. So like this idea right now of, you know, we saw last year all the like chaos that this Ashley Madison did,
Yep.
and the thing is, I mean, I don't know how many people know, but like Adobe was a victim of a hack a long time ago, like in
Yes.
2013, and I think
I do
15
remember
million
that.
passwords got revealed within that hack.
Don't forget the Sony PlayStation hack
Yep.
Yeah.
that
PlayStation.
knocked down the PlayStation Network for like 3 months.
Well, and before that, all the credit card information from
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Well, yeah. Well,
I mean-
that all happened at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
No, there was one before that.
It was
and
the
that
same
happened
hack.
again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's true. But no, like basically, like, what are some things that people should be doing to make themselves more like kind of private online? And I don't think it's even about sharing information.
So here's my first tip. Don't start a podcast. And don't put your name everywhere on the internet.
oops.
Wait a second, guys, we're doing it wrong.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Sam, no, you go ahead and tell me.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing that everyone tells everyone is don't use the same password for everything.
Yep.
Which is very good advice. But I will say, here are some of the things that like I feel comfortable with. I know it's not 100% the most secure version of this, but it is more secure than probably what you're doing if you don't have it. So my first example is two-factor authentication. It's gotten pretty smart in the way some services identify whether it's really you logging in or not. But basically, it's just some other method of telling you of trying to verify who you are. So, for example, Facebook has it where they've got this code generator in the app or on the site online. So if you log in somewhere weird, you have to go to this app and punch
Yeah.
in 6 additional numbers.
Or
in
they'll
order
like
to
text it to you or something like that.
Yeah, different companies will text, like Apple will text it to you. Your Gmail account is a prime example, and I think for me, I understand the pain of it, right? Because there's some accounts that you just need to log in on a regular basis. Like if I'm somewhere and I need to get into my Gmail account and I don't have my phone, like I need to get into my Gmail account. So
Yep.
so for things like that, I think it's okay. It's okay if you have the two-factor authentication set up as an authenticator, which is people playing WoW know what an authenticator is. But they have things like that now that you can do for Google. So you can go ahead and secure your password with something that's easy for you to remember how to type in, but then doubly secure it with this two-factor authentication, so no one can hack you. Because I think I had someone steal my iMac about 2 years ago, actually probably 3 years ago now, and that was the thing I was most afraid of. Like
Yeah.
my iMac auto logs in.
Yep.
My Chrome browser has everything on it. Like, yeah, they would see a different IP, but like, damn, they could wreak havoc on my life with all the information they have there.
Well, yeah, and then don't forget the keychain system on the older Macs. You didn't always have to type in a password to open up your keychain. So depending on what kind of iMac you had, you could have been screwed out of pretty much all the passwords for anything that you use that you hit saved password for on any app. So, I mean, that kind of stuff is something I find to be insane.
Yeah. And so I think to kind of to riff off that point, I've recently paid a license for a password manager. I'm using 1Password. LastPass is also a really popular one, although LastPass got hacked last year, ironically. Hashed passwords, so it wasn't plain text, so it wasn't that easy to get past your stuff. But essentially now, like I think what I went through, the first thing I did when I got the password managers, I went through and two-factor authenticated all of my accounts, because the thing I was really worried about two-factor is if I lost my phone, I would lose all of those codes.
Yeah.
Now with this, I back up the two-factor computations, and I could retrieve them kind of on demand because they're in the cloud. So I'm less worried about the fact that like there are some accounts that I have to secure that way. But then I went on like all of the like random websites I have saved passwords online and changed them.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, 1Password makes it really easy. Like you click this drop down,
I love 1Password.
it generates it for you. It saves it for you.
Yep.
It's even easy on your phone to do it.
Yeah.
And so now, like, because that's the thing. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see a problem where Facebook gets hacked and you lose all your password information because someone hacks Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like, you know, randombowties.com that you like bought a bow tie once from, or I don't bad examples, but it's going to be the one-off like forum sites. I remember, I don't know, back when forums were a lot more popular than they are now. Like if you managed a forum, like you could see everyone's password.
Oh yeah.
Like it was no encryption.
So, Sam, what you're trying to say here, because you know you're saying a lot of stuff, and I think two things here. People that are already savvy enough to follow everything you just said probably already do that. So let me just kind of, for people that don't do this already, let me just sum it up for what you're saying, because you're talking about securing your digital life. So here's the big take from this. Don't use the same password that you use for important websites on random, crappy, shitty websites.
Yeah.
So don't use your bank account website password to go to Random Bowties RS website. Do not use the same password.
Wait.
Your
So which is
password,
randombowties.com or randombowties.rs?
Doesn't matter. Your Facebook password does not need to be the same password that you use for your credit cards. Is the big thing. Is if you're and that's what I think people have to make sure, is that if you're going to use one or two passwords, because that's what most people will do, period, is make sure that you use, if you're going to do it, you have a throwaway crappy password for your crappy websites that you do not give a crap about, and your crappy email that you've set up for all of those crappy websites that you do not give a crap about. And then you have one very good very good password that is two-factor authenticated on a website. Like, you know, everything else runs through one other one. Now, yes, you should not do that, but most people will probably wind up doing that.
It's a good compromise. It's like a middle ground.
There's a compromise. The easiest thing to do, yes, get a password manager, use it. But for the people who won't do it, crappy throwaway stuff, secure. And make sure you make it in your head. You always have that. That's it.
And I do have to say also, to Sam's point, like everything you're saying, absolutely, like that makes absolute sense, because for things like Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, I just come up with my own password. But for things like my bank account, my health insurance, all of that, I use a password generator and all of that sort of stuff to make sure that, you know, that is
those, it's
good.
Like you don't ever have to just have it. You know,
but at
that
the same time,
some crazy complicated one.
Exactly, but at the same time, it is so easy now to have something that manages your passwords.
Oh yeah, no,
There's not really a good excuse to not be securing your digital life like that.
And I think that's the point. It's like I was waiting for 1Password to go on sale, so I've been waiting a while. But it is so much easier for me to do everything now. So, like for example, credit cards. I now store my credit cards in 1Pass because it's pretty secure. And so when I need to fill out something online, I don't need to go get my credit card. I unlock my 1Password account and get it to put it all in for me. And I feel 100% secure that my.
How much is that, by the way? Is it yearly or is it?
No, it's one time from a version standpoint, but they're usually pretty liberal about version upgrades. So, and it's one license. You pay for one license per type of computer. So, if I bought a Mac license, I am allowed to use it on as many Macs as I own.
Right, but you can't then use it on a
But I
PC.
won't be able to use it on Windows. So I went and got both because I have the Surface, and then I paid for some upgraded features on the phone. So all in all, it was like $50 total, but it was definitely worth it. Like
That's not bad for two different different.
And I mean,
platforms.
it's usually $50 for the, but you got it on sale. You said, Sam.
Yeah, their holiday sale was like 20 to 30% off.
Yeah,
so,
which is awesome.
That's not bad.
I will
But
say
there you
before we close out, one of the other things that I think is really important if you are a traveler and you like to be mobile and portable is get access to a VPN. Pay for a VPN. I know
So
that's
explain what a VPN is.
So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Basically what happens is you reroute all of your traffic through a private server, which makes it so no one can see really where you are. So I can connect to a server in LA and I can be anywhere in the US or around the world and it'll think I'm in LA. Traffic to and from the server is encrypted. So there's no quick way for someone to just figure out what I'm sending. So the prime example of that is you go to your local coffee shop that's not a Starbucks and you log on, coffee shop free Wi-Fi network. Someone else can sit on that network and sniff your data. And if it's not encrypted, God forbid, sometime you log into an account on randombowties.com and you send an unencrypted password over.
Yeah, if that's an actual website, we are.
It's not. I tried.
Yeah, so they could send an unencrypted password
I'm not
over.
buying that domain right now, Mike. There's no reason to have that.
So basically, a VPN will let you secure that traffic. It also helps you, like, if you're a torrenter and you're a downloader, you could use a VPN to kind of hide your traffic. So those of you who download things and then your ISP comes back and says, we caught you downloading this porn movie. That won't happen again if you use a VPN. And at least some of the ones that are out there right now are extremely fast. Like I get 70 down, 20 up on a VPN connection. So it's great for basically anytime you're in public. And if you didn't see, some of the Netflix was doing when Netflix opened in a bunch of the countries during CES, you were able to log in from other countries and get access to their stuff. And then they shut it down, but they only really shut it down for free VPN services. So I've tried logging into mine and I can get the Japanese shows and the Korean shows. It's actually kind of cool. No English subtitles though. That kind of sucks.
Well, there you go. And now we know all about our digital lives.
Yes. Browse. I will one quick thing to Ben's point before about clickbait and tracking online. I will say this: I used DuckDuckGo, which is the Google without any tracking, and I used it for about a day because it's miserable.
Is it really?
It is so much easier when Google knows something, when your search engine knows something about you.
Yes,
your results are 100%.
That's what I was saying earlier. I want my search engines to know some stuff about me. It's okay. It helps a ton.
Yeah, I mean, everything about it is good. It's just the way that marketers use it that's bad.
Yeah, well, it's the data mining.
Evil.
It's that they sell the data to them that makes it an issue. If they just had the data to help me with my browsing, but I understand that's how they make money. So well, I mean, it is
it's as bad as to say we had to make the choice not to do this at work. But we had a system set up where, let's say you started to type in your email address in one of our online forms and you didn't finish, and you didn't finish the form, you didn't finish payment. I could take that email address that you never submitted to me and use it to market to you. The technology is there for that. That's fucking scary.
I have a friend who, and it sounds like a internet like a myth, like something Mythbusters would check, but not really. But it actually does happen. Target, he found out that his wife was pregnant from Target.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing
there's a Target executive
stuff like that.
Oh, no. There was a Target executive where it was the daughter, but something like that.
Because Target started sending coupons for maternity stuff and for baby stuff to them. Found out that his daughter was pregnant. Yeah, because of the marketing. All about internet searches. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Don't search for things online, people.
Or use private browsing.
Yeah. So can we talk about a video game?